Hello, beautiful fans and supporters. Welcome to Snap Judgments. This is Glazer, and today we've only got two decks for you, but one of them I think might be a tier 1 deck. I think it might be one of the best decks in the game. It's a Victoria hand list, but if you saw the thumbnail, you know at least a little bit of what's in it. But the deck is disgusting. Like a problem level, holy crap, disgusting. It basically solves all the problems Victoria Hand has. But first, we got to talk about this Master Puppet deck, this annoying move deck. So I don't know if you know this. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of top players don't know this. I had to tell some top players yesterday on stream. Uh, Master Puppet created the original version of the deck that runs Quicksilver, Domino, first Ghost Rider, Wiccan, and then it runs like Eliath and Cosmic Ghost Rider and stuff like that. The original version of that, everyone acts like it was like a deck that was just found. No, no, no. That was Master Puppet. So Master Puppet gave me the next brew he's given me after that, and it's this deck he called Annoying Move, and I think this deck is kind of gross and really strong, and I'm excited to give this some run. He says he's absolutely crushing with it. Again, the last time he did this, he shook up the whole meta. So this is a deck that I want us to be paying attention to. I want to put it on people's radar as a place we should be looking right away. You can find Master Puppet at nowhere. He's just Master Puppet. He's around though. He's in various streams and a big prominent member of the community. This deck needs Batrock, Eliath, Cannonball, Mercury, and Sam Wilson. Viv can be Nocturne or Rock and Groot. Hydrob can be Nebula, and Astral can be Surge. I think I also consider Astral being in particular. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, my nose just got very tingly. That was what that thing was. So I would consider Astral as possibility. Hydrobob. I like Hydrobob in this type of list a lot. I think this is a really cool home for Viv Vision. This is a cool way to bring Cannonball Mercury back, and a cool way to compete with a lot of what the top decks right now are doing. As my nose is definitely trying to sneeze and will not come out. Lovely. All right, whatever. So this deck is basically taking advantage of the mini move package that we've seen be used to great success lately. Cougar just won the major tournament, the Golden Gauntlet Worlds qualifier with it. So we're using Batrock in conjunction with Sam, Craven, and Silk as a way to just get a bunch of power on the board. Batrock should be about 10 power. Craven should be about 10 power. These cards in combination are extremely strong. Sam and Craven work together, Silk and Craven work together, so on and so forth. Hydrobob, meanwhile, is just an extra move with some extra power, decent sized body, not bad. Mercury comes with a move, so we can counter opposing move decks, and Cannonball turns Mercury into a destroy card. From there, we have the wonderful Viv Vision, who can give us enough extra power to really compete. We do have a decent amount of early power. Viv and Silk were one of the early combos we tried last season, but Viv was a 3-2. Now it's a 3-3. That's better. Juggernaut is a lane and game winner. Miles Morales is a 1-6. We're very happy to have access to a 1-6 to go with our 1-8, 1-10 Batrock and our 1-4 Hydrobob. Cannonball is both a clog winner and clogger in this list. We'll get to why in a minute. And then Eliath is a end turn combo destroyer. Now, we've mentioned basically almost every card. Well, we mentioned every card in the deck except Astral. Astral here is sort of the secret sauce. Astral is what makes this deck so cool. You get the double Cannonball out of Astral, right? You play Mercury on 3, you're running into Invisible Woman for a step stack. You've got Cannonball in hand, you can drop Astral, and then all of a sudden, that deck is blown up. You can do random Juggernaut shenanigans, you can do random Eliath shenanigans. Any of that is insanely strong with Astral Projection. Like, the only 3 targets in the list are 3 of the very best cards in Marvel Snap, and I think that this is a brilliant way to use Astral. Like, you can use it at the end of the game, right? But you can also use it sort of mid-game around turn 3, 4, or even 5 to get double of one of your more powerful effects. Sometimes you're going to be taking a 50-50 with it, but the 50-50 is such different powerful cards that you should still be good to go. So turn 1 Batrock over Bob, turn 2 Sam over Craven over Mercury or Silk, pending what's happening on the board. Turn 3 Viv Vision over 2+1. Turn 4 is almost always a 2+2. I mean, just like you have a million 2s. It can, however, be the Astral in 1. Turn 5, Cannonball or Astral in 2. And then turn 6, we're going Eliath, Juggernaut, or Cannonball plus. And that plus is usually Miles Morales. This deck is a ton of points. It's a ton of disruption. The Viv Vision here, the Astral Projection here, really take this deck to another level. Props to Master Puppet for it. And as good as this list is, I don't think it's as good as the one we're going to look at, which 2 different players went 20-5 and 80% win rate with at High Infinite. Before we get to that deck, though, hit that sub, like, and comment if you want exclusive decks, the best decks before anyone gives them to you. You're going to want to keep it here. We are also giving away Zombie Scarlet Witch. We gave away 5 if you haven't checked community posts last week. We still have a few more to give away, so we're going to give away some extra this season. Make sure you keep it here. But for now, just sub, like, and comment on any video is a chance to win Zombie Scarlet Witch. All right, so Safety Blade went on ladder. He decided to put Supergiant in a Victoria hand list. That was his big innovation. And with his Supergiant Victoria hand list, he went 20 and 5. That's an 80% win rate. He also had a 2.0 cube rate, as this deck is utterly, utterly, utterly disgusting. Killmonger here is really nice because it can get rid of your hood in unexpected ways. Shadow King with under Supergiant is an absolute like backbreaking game winner right now. Cannonball under Supergiant and then dropping a Mercury elsewhere remains an incredibly powerful play. This deck is utterly disgusting, and Safety went 20 and 5 with it. You can find Safety at twitch.tv. So Safety Blade, he is cooking like no one else right now. The thing for Steps Invisible Woman decks were he's responsible for a lot of the Victoria Hand current Bastion decks. He's just absolutely cooking on complete fire, like just deck after deck after deck. That's top notch. You can find the person who created the other version at twitter.com/Andre Var. Andre Var is the head of Team FAK, one of the more prominent groups in Marvel Snap, another brilliant Marvel Snap player who also went 20 and 5. We'll look at his version momentarily. This deck needs Victoria Hand, Frigga, Misery, and Supergiant. Supergiant is now officially a card I just think people should buy. It's a Series 4 card. If you can afford it, if you can find it in your shop, I think you should probably grab it, assuming that you are okay with technical decks and not go over the top decks. A lot of the combo decks in Marvel Snap are sort of stomped out by Supergiant, and it has become an absolute meta staple right now. It might go away for a little while, but it's hard for me to imagine it goes away ever fully again. Iron Patriot can be Maria Hill or Kate Bishop, and Copycat can be Red Guardian or Mobius. In fact, the Cannonball and Mercury thing isn't even in the Andre Var version. He is instead just running a Red Guardian and a Mobius, saying Red Guardian does enough to disrupt the end of turn decks and decks along those lines, the other Victoria hand lists that are floating around, that it's worth running, and Mobius prevents things from going over the top. I'm personally more partial to Safety, but both players went 20 and 5 with an 80% win rate, and just in case you couldn't add, that's 40 and 10. That's absurd for 50 games. This deck seems like the real deal. I did a tier list video yesterday where I was like, I have 3 tier 1 decks. I'm pretty sure this is the 4th, unless you want to just count this as another Supergiant deck and throw it in the same category as the Darkhawk deck, which is currently ranked 1 on the Infinite Leaderboard, the Ika Darkhawk deck. Or you want to count the deck that Derek, Browthe, and Auroram have been playing, which is the Supergiant Red Skull list. If you want to count them all as Supergiant lists and say that there's still 3 tier 1 decks, that's fine. But these Supergiant lists are absolute top of the meta, and I think this one might be the best of them all into what other people are playing. All right, let's go through the card by card here. So the hood is here because demons are good. You're not always going to Supergiant. A lot of times you're playing fair Victoria Hand Marvel Snap, and if you are, having access to 2 demons thanks to Misery and Hood is great. You also run Killmonger, so there's very little downside to just throwing the hood in there and stealing wins. Killmonger is also very good against end of turn stuff and various versions of move. Mercury should generally give you a win against the most move decks. Mercury mid tends to be a giant nightmare for move. Shadow King takes care of anything that Mercury doesn't in that type of matchup. Shadow King is also just obviously a very, very strong card to have access to a 2-drop with one of the more powerful abilities in the game. Iron Patriot and Mirage give you a bit of unpredictability and an extra power spike, thanks to Victoria Hand. Iron Patriot, Hood, and Misery also give us access in this deck to the Burst combo, which is, on turn 1 or 2 you play Hood, on turn 3 you play Demon and Iron Patriot in the Hood lane, turn 4 you play Misery on top of those, and you could have snapped there, because now you have an extra Demon, 15 power in that lane, a cheap Iron Patriot card, and a second cheap Iron Patriot card. Victoria Hand's here with Frigga, Iron Patriot, Mirage, the Frigga card, usually Vicky herself, but could be a demon. And demons is more than enough. It gives this deck a power spike. Frigga, again, can copy Victoria Hand, but is also fine copying demons. Copycat is amazing right now. There's a lot of powerful cards. Knowing exactly what your opponent's playing by drawing Copycat is huge right now and gives you a lot of power and a lot of snap ability. I got snapped by an opponent earlier. I was playing a Nimrod deck, and I didn't know why I got snapped. I had everything in my combo except Nimrod, and it was a 7-turn game. Last turn of the game, they dropped a Copycat, and the Copycat was the Nimrod. And it was just like, oh, well, that's how they knew to snap early. So be it. Supergiant ruins combos, just absolutely ruins combos. Good luck bouncing a card, good luck moving a card, good luck getting your end of turn stuff off. Supergiant says nope. Misery is amazing for extra demons, but don't be afraid to, if you've had to use a early Killmonger, you can always drop a Misery on top of that without any real trouble. Misery on Shadow King, Misery on Iron Patriot, Misery on Mirage, Misery even on Frigga are sometimes all the right plays. 9 is a lot of power. Then, of course, we have Cannonball. 6 is not a lot of power, but when it takes out the biggest card in the lane, it tends to be so, especially if it uses Mercury to destroy that card. All right, so turn 1, Hood. Turn 2, Hand if Frigga, over Iron Patron and Mirage. Turn 3, Frigga if Hand over Copycat or Burst combo. Turn 4, Supergiant or Misery. Turn 5, if Supergiant, Shadow King plus Killmonger or Cannonball. Turn 6, Alive, Cannonball or Merc, Shadow King, generated card, Victoria Hand, some combo of 3/2s. My favorite play with this deck is Supergiant on 4 into Cannonball on 5 into Mercury in that Cannonball lane on turn 6, along with Shadow King in a different lane, and either Victoria Hand or a generated card. It's gross. I don't know what else to say. This deck is utterly gross. If you miss Techno Marvel Snap, this is where control lives. The various Supergiant shells are where you get to play that sort of mid-range stuff, where if you were like the Fenris Wolf Negasonic player, this is that deck nowadays. So if you're interested, this is now a tier 1 deck. Welcome to it. I'm not the biggest fan of this type of deck, but that doesn't mean it's not great. That doesn't mean it's not nearly impossible to beat. So give it some love, give it some play, and you'll be happy you did. Come check out a stream tomorrow at around 10 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/PulseGlazer. Sorry I missed yesterday morning stream. I had to do something special. You'll see what that is relatively soon, I hope. But I had to do something special before we could get to it. You'll see as soon as you can. All right, our season pass question is very simple. Did you get Zombie Mr. Fantastic yet? I'm recording this upon the eve of Zombie Mr. Fantastic coming out. I was going to make a Zombie Mr. Fantastic video, and then, like, if you go watch my Scarlet Witch release video, it goes in the exact same decks. It goes with Mysterio, and it goes with Victoria Hand, and probably it goes with Thanos. So, like, if you just want to watch me put the same card, put a new card in the exact same decks I covered last week, I can. But I figured you would prefer to get some new decks, especially because there was a new tier 1 one with an 80% win rate. So, I mean, you can let me know what you preferred, and also let me know if you got Zombie Mr. Fantastic and how you found him so far. That's it. Certain tier support on our Patreon come with on-air thanks. I gotta say thank you to Jonesy Snap 22, Abigail Gleason, Mandatory Burnout, LAB Inc. I am Frostman, Hota Navarrete, Primed Ryan Burke, Ryan Wood Snap, Renwrench, regular Caps Vera, welcome aboard. Thank you so much. We lost a couple and we just gained a couple. So regular Caps Vera, thank you so much. Gopher, Kev, Kertix Lee, Koirei, Kazushi, K-Town, Archangel 3K. We did lose a K by Keltor. Thank you so much for your support. Black Dahlia, Pyro, the Goat Seeker, Code, Hollowed Synth. That sneezes back. Sorry. Bless me, I guess. Fat Nick, Absolute Shannon, Dirty Casual, Dark Moogle, Mr. Kerfuffle, Cables, Ginger Prime, Philly, Haplo, Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone, The Bizza, Black Jeebus 23, XRC, and the Skippy G, Jessica Gamble, Slush Death, The King of Bros, The Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Kepsiota, Clyam, Colonel Forbin, Rob Silverman, David Moo, Wingfield, Stephen, Brian Kaufman, Justin H. Martin, Jason B, Matt B, William Nichols, welcome along, William Nichols, Billy Nix. We got Ray Sean Smith, Mr. Charles, Chucky Washington, Corwin, Drunk You, and Jimmy McQ Cute Town. You stout one big man. Cactus, no more Reapser. Bye, Reapser. Steve O, 1 through 1, Yo Marco, to Pro Joe, and Snap Decisions Joe. Bickety Boom Bop, Bricks to Click. Welcome back to Acu. It's Ocularis. Thank you, Acu. I missed you. Not even for this. I just like you. Green Goblin, Flam 56, Spectrum Mix, Hoot, Only Fox, Matt H, DJ, Mikey Agnes, No Freaking Flex, Nick, The Greek Geek, Hey Nikki, Toxie, Sadric 74, The King of Canada, JJ, Demnan Falcon, Thornton, Newman, Two Ties, The Great Letters, The Pirate King, Tucker, who got a great video going over Affliction, and of course, Gunny T, where the T stands for Stupid Accent. That's what I just made. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone has a great evening. I'll be back with a whole bunch of videos on Thursday. Get ready. I think there's an OTA and a new limited time game mode, and I got to figure out how I'm doing it, but we got a crazy day for you. So get ready. Peace.